Alright, I have to give my most sincere apologies. I ran out of video. My phone ran out of storage. I had so many videos. They're almost all of my son, and I can't bring myself to delete any. And I didn't have time to move them over to a computer, so I'm gonna do that a different time. But I did make some progress with cutting up the pumpkin, and I couldn't video it, obviously, but go out to my barn here. I actually got a chance to have it painted, so light on here and you can see. A little bit of paint stick on the top in there. So I'm going to grab these pieces and we'll go bring this into the garage. So what I've done since the last video is, you can see, if you look down in here, I've got everything carved out. I think I told you that I took the heat gun and I kind of shrunk down some of the area, and it actually hardened it, which is really good. Now you don't have these pieces that are flying off everywhere. And I cut out some hearts. I talked to my wife. She said that, you know, maybe one big heart in the center and then some different sized hearts along the edges. And again, I am not an arts and crafts person. That's not what I flock to, but you know, just like carving any pumpkin, doesn't have to be perfect, and I think it kind of tells the story. So what I'm going to do, I had to take this stem off to paint it, and I'm going to just hot glue the top of this. Grab some hot glue sticks here. So I'll hot glue the top on here. That'll be done in a second. And then I've got this test light laying out here. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. We got the stem glued back on. Hot glue dries pretty quick. So stem is glued back on. I want to show you these bulbs. We got these at Meijer. LED blue. And we also have the pink one. And one of the things my wife was concerned about with the pumpkin idea was being able to see the color bulb inside the window. And I don't know if they make these specifically for a gender reveal, but when you look at this, you cannot tell this is, I mean, if you look at both the blue and the pink, there's no way you can tell. The only way you can tell is on the bottom. This one shows blue, the other one shows pink. So maybe someone did that for that reason. I don't know. But we're going to screw this in and we're going to test to see what it looks like. We'll get this plugged in and we'll take. Okay. Plug this in right here. Shut off some lights. And we'll flip the switch. Pretty cool. Definitely, I know that it's a little hard to see on the phone. Let me shut off another light here. There's definite blue. So, as far as the pumpkin is concerned, this is pretty much done. I think next we're going to go to the wall, and we got some decorative his letters and hers. His, no, it says he or she. So we're going to paint this. I've got another board for the back, so we'll put the back board on. We'll trim out the sides and then paint it, and then I might just kind of tidy this up on the bottom a little bit, and then that should be it. I went ahead and drilled down in the bottom of the 2x4 at the bottom of this plate. I just drilled a hole so that I could route the electrical. And then I've got my second panel that I picked up yesterday from Lowe's for the back, just to cover up that electrical box. So before you trim meaning the sides, the boards on the sides, before you do any of that, you want to go ahead and spackle and paint if you're going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the putty knife out, and the drywall mud. I'm going to fill these holes, and then I'll probably take my heat gun to it, just to kind of quicken the process, and then sand it down. Maybe do another coat real quick, sand that down, and then after that we can go ahead and paint. After paint, we can go ahead and get the trim pieces on, and then we'll be just about wrapped up. So I've done some work, as you can see, since the last video that I've uploaded. Things just kind of got away from me, and I got into go mode and kept working. Forgot to hit record. So, but what I've done is I put some 2x4s in between the studs of the bracings, and then I took burlap and I wrapped it around, and I stapled and hot glued the seams. Clearly I've sanded down and painted the wall, and then I took 1x6s and I ripped them down to the width that I needed, and I cased the whole entire wall, and then put trim on the corners, and put an oak section of board on the top here, routed out the edges, used a plunge router, and just did kind of a tapered design. Used a bit that kind of rounded it out. Used cabinet screws to screw that in, and that's just to kind of hold the pumpkin in place. The pumpkin is glued down, and then we got some of these from I think it was Hobby Lobby, just to kind of fit in with the theme of everything. And I think that's all that we did. Besides, we got these letters and we painted them. The blue he, and then the she in red. We only had red paint with us, so. But this is the finished product, and we actually had a reveal last night. That's the poster we have in the background. Put some lights up. He or she, what will our pumpkin be? So, last night, my son flipped the switch, and we are having ourselves a boy. So, hope you enjoyed this this video, and I think I might be, now that I don't have a need for this board, I think I might be selling this online. So, good luck to you guys out there that are wanting to make something like this, and yeah, have fun.